Okay, so good day everyone. So this is ITAS 101 Japanese language. We're not able to meet, so this will be our um, mechanism para ma-discuss natin lahat ng discussions natin with regard to the given learning material na binigay ko sa inyo. Okay, so based on your learning material, right? So we have inserted there, or we have discussed there, the background about the Japanese language. So we said that the Japanese language is spoken by approximately 120 million inhabitants of Japan, and by the Japanese living in Hawaii and on the north and south um, American inhabitants. It is also spoken as second language by the Chinese and the Korean people who live under Japanese occupation earlier in earlier this century. So if napapansin natin, may mga Chinese na and Koreans na alam nilang mag Japanese, or they can speak Japanese language. It is because um, they were occupied um before by the Japanese individuals, or the Japanese people. So na-invade nila ang China and of course Korea, and then of course nung nakarating na sila doon, naka influence sila, lalo na sa pagsasalita nila ng Japanese language. Now, with regards to the characteristics of Japanese, three categories of words exist in Japanese. So the first category is the native Japanese words, which constitute the largest category, and followed by words originally borrowed from China in the earlier history. And of course, the smallest but a rapidly growing category of words borrowed in modern times from Western languages such as English. And this third category also contains a small number of words that have come from other Asian languages. So meaning, hindi lahat ng Japanese language puro na Japanese language. They were borrowed from different countries, particularly in the Western countries, right? Um, na-convert na lang nila sa Japanese language, right? Now we have here the sound of language, okay? Um, Wherein we can compare, or there is a similarity between the Filipino syllabary chart and the Japanese syllabary chart. So the Japanese has an open syllable sound pattern, same as with the Filipino syllabary, so that most syllables end in vowel. So the syllable may be composed solely of the vowel, and there are five vowels. We have the a, i, u, e, and o. Now, for the Filipino syllabary, we have the a, e, i, o, u. Sa Japanese syllabary naman, we have the a, i, u, and then e, o. Alright, so we also have the basic consonants for the Filipino syllabary. We have the b, k, d, g, h. And then l, m, n, ng, p, ra, sa, ta, wa, ya. Alright? For the Japanese syllabary, they have their k, s, t, n, ha, ma, ya, ra, wa. And of course, the syllabic nasal n. Okay? So, may pagkakatulad, kung nakikita nyo sa screen natin, may pagkakatulad ang Filipino at Japanese syllabary. So, if napapansin niyo, there are some asterisks inserted in the Filipino and the Japanese syllabaries, wherein yung mga naka-asterisk sa Filipino syllabary, these are non-existent in the Japanese syllabary. Ibig sabihin, wala sila sa Japanese syllabary. Now, yung mga naka-asterisk naman dun sa Japanese syllabary, yun naman yung wala sa Filipino syllabary. Let's just say, for example, the word do. Wala silang do sa Japanese syllabary. Alright? The la. Okay? The le, li, lo, lu. Alright? Even who. Even si. Even ye. Alright? Sa Japanese syllabary naman, sa Filipino, wala silang she. Wala silang chi. Okay? Wala silang G, just like that. Or zoo, just like that. Or fu, okay? So, maganong comparison. So, there are some syllables in the Filipino syllabary that are non-existent in the Japanese syllabary. Right? So, that is the sound of language. Next one, we have the writing system. The Japanese is traditionally written vertically, right? Naka-vertical siya with the lines starting from the right side of the page. While this way of writing is still predominant, there is another way that is identical to English, starting from the top left, and then which is with each side, for example, is written horizontally, right? There are total of three writing systems in the Japanese. We have the hiragana, the katakana, and the the kanji. So what's the difference between the three? The kanji characters came from the Chinese writing system. Originally comes from the Chinese writing system, right? So you can see in our screen the examples of a kanji character. So medyo complex siya, medyo komplikado, with way more strokes compared to hiragana and katakana. Alright? Now, among the two, hiragana is more curly, kumbaga sa Filipino or sa English writing, nasa cursive ang hiragana. While katakana is more angular, kumbaga naka all caps siya or blacky siya. Okay? So, sabi dito, katakana is more angular and blacky. So, generally, it looks more simplified compared to hiragana and kanji. Right? So, katakana is used primarily for words of foreign origin. Right? Sa mga na na-influence na ng foreign characters. Just like that. Okay, next. We have here now the hiragana system. Okay? Let's start first with the hiragana and then followed by katakana, and of course we have kanji. Okay? So hiragana is one of the three characters sets, okay, used in the Japanese language. Each hiragana letters represents particular syllables. Letter itself has no meaning, okay? So unlike dito sa American, all right? Same, it has no meaning, and the same rin sa hiragana, pag single letter lang wala siyang meaning. Okay? So letter itself has no meaning. But magkakaroon lang siya ng meaning pag nadagdagan na siya ng other consonants, or for example a vowel followed by a consonant. Madadagdagan siya, magkakaroon siya ng meaning. So hiragana is used widely to form a sentence. Hiragana was developed in the 8th to 10th century by simplifying the form of particular kanji symbols. So compared to katakana, hiragana letters have more curved lines. So if you will try to compare on the lower part, on our example here, the first line there or the first row there is our hiragana. So nasa cursive siya. Compared to the original kanji, ang dami niyang strokes and then medyo blacky siya. Okay? Naka-blacky. Alright? Parang naka-all caps siya. Straight. Alright? So that is for the hiragana, an example of a hiragana writing system. So cursive siya ha, medyo slant siya. Alright? We have 36 basic letters. Alright? 36 basic letters. So we have your kya, your sha, cha, nya, hya, mya, ria, gya, ja, bya, and then your pia. Now for the sakun, if you can see on the screen, all right, very basic yung character niya. Okay? Because sakun indicates pause in every words that we are dealing with. Let's just say for example, okay, we have the word sa, okay, and then ki, right, with a saki, right. We also have the word he, and then she. We have he, she. Just like that. There is a pause in between the word sa and ki. There is a pause in between he and she. Just like that. Alright? But later on, we will be discussing these things, okay, as we move forward. So another one, We have now the Gojinzu. Alright, so ano ba tong tinatawag nating Gojinzu? So in Japanese syllables, these are organized in the forms of 5 by 10 tables. It's 5 by 10 tables. So this table is called Gojinzu. Literally means 50 sounds. Ulitin ko Gojinzu literally means 50 sounds. So to describe these sounds, hiragana and katakana alphabets are used. Magkapareho po ang platform ng Gojinzu ng hiragana and your katakana. Alright? So, let's just say, for example, your E, your U, and then characters appear more than once in the table. So, pag napapansin natin sa handouts ninyo or sa screen natin, if you notice, your E and your E, U, are, or let's just say, appeared more than once in the table. Alright? But they are part of Gojinsu as part of the 50 sounds. But in hiragana, we have to consider only the 46 basic letters. It is because, alright, understood na nauulit yung mga tatlong ito. We have the E, U, and then your E. So these 5 duplicates, or the gray colored ones in your screen, and of course in your handouts, are usually skipped. Yan yung sinasabi ko kanina. Or ignored because of the repetition. Another syllable is the N sound, or the nasal N sound is included. It doesn't belong to any row or column, but it is part of the 46, of course, it is part of the 46 basic letters. Now, in total, 46 letters, or 45 plus 1, okay, are counted as Gojun, or 50 sounds. So the first row, the A, I, U, E, O are 5 vowels of the Japanese language. Letter in the same column contains the same vowel. Letters in the same row are considered to contain the same consonants. Okay? So the letters O and then wo, for example, represents the same sound O. Okay? So if we say wo is used only as the particle in a sentence. Ulitin natin So the letters O and wo represents the same sound. Okay? So pag nakakita ka ng word na wo, okay? That should be sounded as O. Okay? Nakuha? Right? So that is for Gojun. Dakun and Dakun. Alright? For it has 2 dots. But for Handakun, it has small circle. Alright? It has a small circle. Mas strong ang pagkakabigkas sa Dakun compared to Handakun. Kasi half turbid or half murky sound lang ang i-consume mo dyan. Alright? So that is the difference between Dakun and Handakun. Another one is your Yuwon. Okay? Yuwon is a combination of the consonant of I-column syllables and of course your ya, you, or yo. Let's just say, for example, the k sound or the ki sound. Okay? The ki sound plus your ya or yo or you, okay, that is Yuwon sound. Ulitin natin It's a combination of the consonant of I-column syllables and of course plus your ya, you, and then your yo. Okay? So we have an example here. We have, for example, the syllable ki plus ya, right? Kia, just like that. It's kia. Okay. Yuan is described by I-column ki letters plus small, okay, syllables, ya, you, and your yo. Ulitin natin pag sinabi nating yuon, right, or yun, okay, it's a combination of your ki sound under the I column plus your ya, you, and then your yo. Let's just say, for example, you have your ki sound and your ya to make it kiya. Okay. So the pronunciation, for example, ja, your pronunciation ju, jo, or ja, or ju, or jo are the same. So if you notice, in your screen, you have your ja, ju, and jo, okay, are the same in the sounds. But in terms of your kiya, for example, or your shi, okay, or sha shu sho, okay, shia, okay, shuo, okay, sho, okay, are of course the same. You also have your nia on your screen, niyo or nyo, hia, hio, hyo, mia, myo, myo, just like that. And of course, it follows through. Okay, sunod-sunod na yan. Alright, ulitin natin na yung example natin na lang natin kanina. You have your key under I column sound, okay, plus your ya, you, and then your yo. Okay, so that is for you1. Okay, now, all the things that we are dealing here, okay, lahat ng sinasabi natin ngayon is still the same with katakana. Ang pinagkaiba lang nila is yung character, okay, yung pagkakasulat ng character, but still the same yung process nila. Right? We also have the word sokwon, okay. Sabi natin kanina is a pause, okay. This is just a symbol of a pause with no sound between two syllables. So sokwon is described by a small character, yung curved line na ganyan, which represents pause. Right? So let's just say, for example, our word saki, okay, hishi, ita, okay, and yappari. It's yappari. Alright? Saki, right? Hishi, ita, and then your yappari. Right? Additional letters, okay? These additional letters are invented in modern era. So, hindi ito nagagamit noon during the 8th to 10th century. Alright? It was just invented in the modern era to describe the sounds of a foreign language. So, pag napapansin natin, katakana and hiragana were commonly used in foreign languages. Okay? Foreign words na na-adapt natin from Western countries. So, foreign words are usually written in katakana. Okay? It is very seldom in hiragana. So, these additional hiragana letters are rarely used. But, it is commonly used in katakana. Pero pag sa hiragana, alright, hindi siya rare or rarely used siya na nagagamit for foreign words. Alright, so we have an examples here below. Okay, nandun rin yan sa sa handouts ninyo. Okay, so that is for sokwon. The next, the other, yung nakikita nating screen dito, alright, follow, ladies and gentlemen, the proper way on how to write the characters. Alright, so that is all for our discussion for your given material. I will see you next week for our drill. Remember, we will have, or I will timer, we will have a timer time. Okay, a timered session for the Japanese syllabary and of course for the hiragana syllabary. Okay, so thank you so much for listening. God bless. Kita-kita tayo next week. Alright? Thank you so much, everyone. Okay?